let's say we are at a party in New York. We just moved there. We're at an event or some type of thing, like a gallery or whatever people do in New York.
You can tell Ellie wants to do that shit.
But I actually have a little bit of anxiety just thinking about how I feel like I would be scared to go to something like that in New York because I would be very intimidated. Because in a city like New York, everyone's super confident. Everyone's confident to just, this is New York. People are unapologetically themselves and confident. And people in Seattle are totally not like that in comparison.
Okay, so tell me why you would feel intimidated.
I would be intimidated because they know who they are. They are wearing some, like everyone in New York wears like cool outfits and is like just so cool. And then
not everyone.
I don't want to go into a conversation and then they're like, damn, she's a loser, or like some
Yo, you gotta think. You can't think
or
like
something
that.
like that. Like maybe I'm not cool enough to even be there.
What?
Maybe they're like, damn, what designer shit are you wearing? Or I don't know.
I don't know what type of no. This
or like,
is,
oh, you're just an influencer. Well, I'm an artist.
That's actually, she's not even joking. That's
I'm not even joking.
Shit.
That's actually how I feel.
The reason why you should be confident is this is how I see it. I moved to a new city. I've never been there. Nobody knows me. Mm-hmm. Nobody. That's exactly why I can show up on that first event that we go to or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And just totally be myself and be confident because everyone is meeting each other over like at that specific spot also for the first time.
Well, no, I don't know. I'm sure there's people that like when you go to events here, you see people that
I guess you see
already.
The same people.
I'm sure people go there with people they know.
When I go somewhere and it's my first time there, for some reason, like I don't have a reason to be intimidated by anybody because it's my first time there. Mm-hmm. So if you show up, this is something my dad told me. When you go to a new place mm-hmm. and it's your first time there and you start to talk to someone, you have to be like, you have to present yourself as you want to be perceived, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you just show up and you're just kind of like, you don't really speak up.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel like you just I feel like everyone can see written on my forehead, I don't know anyone here.
No, so what I get what you're saying, but you really have to like be loud and speak up instead of just, hey, my name is Alia, just moved here from Seattle. They're gonna be like you can feel someone's confidence.
I don't think I talk like that.
No, I'm not.
I feel like that.
You really don't talk like that.
Yeah.
But you get the idea. You get what I'm trying to say. You can talk how you talk, and you can also just like upgrade that.
Yeah.
And talk higher, and people are gonna be like, oh, I feel some confidence, energy, and that's when cool. I fuck with you. All right. But if you're just kind of like not talking to each other and you're not talking to anybody, just when you go to an event and you go to the water station because you don't have anybody to talk to. And then it's like, okay, that's one thing. And then it's like,
and then you turn around, you're like, where do I go now?
Okay, so now I got my water. And then let's say the person you came with, you can't find them.
Well, that's also what happens anytime we go somewhere together. Yoni's so just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go talk to everyone that's here.
I apologize.
And you leave me.
I apologize.
And you just know Alia is like a lost puppy. She's like, I don't know what to talk to.
Have you ever been to a mall, like when you were a kid, right? Mm-hmm. Like maybe you're 6 or 7 years old.
Oh, that's hell young. But yeah.
Yeah, or 8. Mm-hmm. And you were there with your parents, your sisters, your brother, and then you lose them. Have you ever been lost as a kid?
In a store?
Yeah, in a store or in a mall. You know how much that shit used to happen to me, and I used to cry.
That happened to you a lot? I don't think that happened to me that many times.
No, because when I used to just go.
Actually, I used to go, but I knew that like I was never scared. If anything, I would like break jars or something.
Nah. So anyways, when you were saying that I leave you and you're like a lost puppy, it made me think of like a kid losing like their parent. I'm not saying that I'm your parent, but you get
but it kind of feels, I get that because it kind of feels like that because you just have have no, like, I don't know how you just enter in conversations in a way that's not weird. Like I feel like who am I to just start going into a conversation? And I just also don't know how to enter.
You're just like everybody else.
But if a conversation, like I don't know where to go because everyone around me is having discourse.
Okay, listen. When you go to a place like that, let's say it's like an art gallery. There's always that one person that came there by themselves. Always.
How am I supposed to know though?
If you see them standing by themselves.
Oh, so you're saying like someone who's also standing how I'm standing by myself.
Yeah. So if we go somewhere, let's say I didn't even come with you, right? I'm by myself and I heard there's like a art gallery downtown Seattle. In my head, I don't even hit up my friends because my friends are not really into those kind of things.
Yeah.
Like my closest friends. So sometimes I just go by myself, right? Mm-hmm. I go by myself and the first thing I walk in, first I just want to enjoy the actual shit that's in there. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, everybody's like talking, connecting, and networking. So automatically, I'm like, okay, who is here by themselves? Because it's always awkward to enter a conversation that's already happening. Like, who are you?
Exactly.
Like, you can't do that. Like, you're doing two things. You're interrupting, and they don't know you.
Yeah, and also it's like you kind of enter, and you're just standing there.
You don't.
It's
do that.
awkward.
Yeah, I don't even do that. I just go, and I find
someone that's by themselves.
You know what though? Actually, I remember doing that a couple of times when there's just strangers talking to each other, and I just joined them.
Yeah, I've seen you do that before. Like it was a while ago. We went to this like I guess not party, but like gathering, and there was a group of just girls that were just like talking to each other. And to me, if I see a whole group of girls talking to each other, in no way am I going to try to insert myself into it.
Was it a group of-
especially if like I don't know at least one person in that group, and I didn't. So I was like, that group for me is probably off the table for the night.
Yeah. Was it a group of... Wait, did I talk to them?
Yeah. And then about 30 minutes later, whatever, I just remember looking over and there's Yoni chatting it up with this group of girls. And it seemed like a really nice conversation. And I was like, how did he enter? How do you just find yourself
I think I remember that
in
night. Yeah, I really don't know. You just got to say some random shit.
But do you just say it kind of like you like pop it in there jokingly? Like I wasn't listening, but I was listening to what you guys were talking about. You know?
A lot of the times, the stuff that I say has nothing to do with what they were talking about.
Oh, so you don't address something that they were talking about that you just happen to hear.
Yeah, if let's say we're going to a fashion event and there's a group of girls or whoever just talking, and I want to just like talk to someone because I hate going places and not talk to anybody.
That's me.
I hate to just stand there and people see that you don't know what you're doing right now.
Yeah, the worst.
So I would go, if it's a group of like 7 girls, right? And they're standing next to like a rack of a specific, designer or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. I would be like, have you guys looked through this shit? I would say something about that. And then, you know what's funny?
What?
As soon as you do that, it's like whatever they were talking about ends and they start talking. If it's some interesting shit,
do you know, like when you say that is going to work? That is going to like...
Most of the time, yeah.
Like, has that ever happened to where you like said one of those lines or did one of those things that normally would work in the way you're just explaining, but it actually does the opposite and they're like...
No.
It's never happened, right?
I don't remember it happening because I also don't overthink it. Yeah. And let's say it does happen, I just go to a different spot and I see a guy just like drinking water by himself. I'm like, hey, are you here by yourself? I would say... You say that? Yes. I don't think about... See, when I go up to someone, I don't think like, as soon as I get this close to him and I'm going to look, I'm going to make eye contact, it's not so much A, B, C, D. Yeah. I'd be thinking like all
so
the way
Alia, from A to Z before I even go in.
So Alia, did you say all the way to Z? Yeah. So when me and Alia go somewhere, and I apologize, I really don't do it on purpose, but as soon as we get there, and I know I need to work on that.
Yoni's gone. Just left me.
Let's say you look. No, I don't. If we're standing side by side, I don't just leave you.
But what's funny is I can tell you want to leave.
It usually happens. It usually happens when you're looking at some clothes, right? And we start at the same area. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, I'm going to go way over there.
I hate when you do that.
And then I just go, and I ended up talking to some people there, and I forget
that you left me, and then I'm like, where do I go now? Especially because you always go ahead and talk to some guys, so I don't want it to be like your girl is just like following you.
Anyways, you have to be, and I know you're a confident person. That's the funny thing.
I am, and you've seen me in social situations
So
where
if you
like
listen-
this is slightly off topic, but you know when you see me in social situations where like something switches and I go from this very like timid, not like insecure, but I just doubt my social abilities. But then somehow I just like take a go at it and I insert myself and then I just go and then it's all good and I'm in the role of it. You know, you kind of get in this role of sociality.
Yeah,
That's
and then
not
you
a word,
and then you can't stop talking.
and then I can't stop talking. Wait, really?
Yeah.